Brooklyn, New York, Bed-Stuy, Myrtle Ave to be exact. Growing up in the style was just, you know, it's a different time. You know, growing up in the 90s, born in the 80s, growing up in the 90s, different era. Came up on the real Brooklyn, came up out of the real hip-hop era. Just a whole different time, different vibe, you know, before all the gentrification and stuff. So, you know, when I say I'm a real Brooklynite, I'm a real Brooklynite. Bed-Stuy, Myrtle Ave.
Breaking down the model bitch, geese with hotlines, back to the hood though. Streets keep calling you, gave out credit, fiends is avoiding you. Looking at the game, these try to corner you. What? I call shots like an audible.
Growing up in Brooklyn, Puerto Rican, Latino, heavily influenced. So from an early age, from kindergarten on, I was already submerged with blacks, Mexicans, whites. Like, it was just a whole melting pot. And that's what basically what Brooklyn is. It really taught me how to understand the borough that I'm from, because it was just every culture, every ethnicity. You know, I was able to understand and relate to so many people, which I think helps me with my music now today, that I could connect with so many people on a certain level.
I got goons in your tenement. Yo, I got goons in your tenement. For that cabbage, let us in. We kicking in doors for that cheddar, man. For that bread, keep toasting, we'll send them in.
What made you get into the music business? How'd you get the love for it?
You know, it's crazy. Since I was young, my mother, my grandmother always say, oh, he's gonna be a singer, he's gonna do something with music. You know, my mother always used to play salsa, classic merengue, and in the house, she go blow drying her hair and music on all day. She's cleaning the house. So early age, I picked up a lot of like melody and tone and stuff. And then as I got older, my step pops moved in with us, and he listened to a lot of classical rock, the Beatles, Elton John, Elvis. Talking 10 years old, 11 years old.
Okay.
You know, I started putting the pen to the pad, and I'd spit rhymes and have little phrases, and people would relate to it, and people would be like, yo, I fuck with that. You understand? So once I started getting that little bit of love, it kind of like motivated me to start writing down my lyrics and start trying to add them to beats, you know, and freestyling and all that. And it just became like, it just grew out on its own. You know, you start off rapping in your room, then you get the courage to rap on the block. Then from the block, you become the best in the neighborhood. Then from there, it just keeps expanding, you know. And by the time I was in high school, I was one of the best spitters. We was on the lunch table, boom, boom, you know, people beatboxing, and I was spitting, and from there, it was a rap, you know.
The max out, tap out, watch how the nine spray. If this 5 cut, y'all think Cyclops when I raise. To blast off, that's all. I tear his back off. For that salary playing court, we taking caps off, you big bitch. Leaving his wig split with the tracks off. Get every last bit of the 40, yo, this the backwash.
So explain to us about the battle rap, how'd you get into the battle rap, how that became?
Well, before the battle rap, I had a record deal. I had a record deal when I was young through Universal with Rock La Familia. And I was about 17 years old. I used to go to these open mics and sneak in the clubs and rap. And L.A. Reid was at the Pyramid Lounge. And if anyone knows the Pyramid Lounge, that was historic for all MCs coming up in New York City. Used to go to this thing called Training Camp every Tuesday, sold out. The only open mic showcase that would sell out with unsigned artists. And L.A. Reid came to see me one night, and he said, yo, I want to sign you. And it was crazy because like everybody, it was like I had my own concert, you know, and I'm only like 17, 18 years old at the time. Then one day, leaving the Pyramid, this dude came up to me and was like, yo, there was a cypher, and it was like me, Fred the God before he was popping, a lot of rappers, Math Hoffa, a lot of people. And I killed the cypher. And this dude pulled me to the side. I was like, yo, you ever did Fight Club? Fight Club at the time was on MTV too. So I was like, nah, I do music. I did the same thing that everyone else does. Nah, I don't battle, I do music. He was like, yo, your flow is crazy. You got bars, like, you should try it out. Boom, I went down to the tryouts, and it created something like within me that just made me like the competitiveness. It was like, yo, you know what? Like, it motivated me. You understand? So I was making the music, but I started working on the battles.
I'm mad petty, I blast semis, them cans ready. Niggas get sliced over that bread. Go ahead and act jelly. Menendez brothers, you get it? My fam's deadly, cause this new bitch I model ain't Instagram friendly.
Got the call one day. This kid named Jay Focus. I had battled him for Vlad TV at Fat Beats before it closed. And I battled like 10 dudes that day. I lost in the championship round. I had just ran out of rhymes. I didn't know nothing about freestyling. So I just ran out of rhymes. But I was still the most impressive that day. Like, the people, when I did have my rhymes, I was killing everybody. So one dude just filmed it on a little ass Nokia phone.
On the Butcher Battle 2 live from New York City. Yo, this is the semifinals. Alright? These dudes gonna be battling for the second time. Yo, we got my man Cortez over here.
First time, my man. Again, you already know.
You feel me? Got my man Jay Focus on this side.
Flatbush, man. You already know.
Okay.
This nigga's bitch switch dicks on a daily basis. He knows she is smart, but the nigga scared to face it. Soft ass, you all hype. Your brother fucked her and made him tape it last night.
So the kid put it on YouTube. I didn't know nothing about YouTube, and it went viral. It going viral caused this guy named Direct. He prided himself in watching every battle online, like he was like a battle troll. The dude went to New York City from Florida, found the guy Jay Focus on the 106 in Park line, asked Jay Focus, hey, you have a battle online against this kid Cortez. Do you know who he is? Do you have his contact? The dude gave him my number. Mind you, Jay Focus goes on and becomes the 106 in Park champ for like the next 3 or 4 weeks. So he's on fire, but everyone, now that they're researching him, they start watching me and his battle. And now they're like, yo, but he's the 106 in Park champ, but there's a battle of him online that he got killed. You know what I mean? So from there, the dude contacts me, the Direct dude. I'm like, I don't know who he is. He's like, yo, I'm starting this league called Grind Time. And it's gonna be on World Star Hip Hop. It's a new platform. A lot of people don't know World Star started with battles. So, boom. Next thing you know, they call me for a battle. I go out there, kill it. It hits World Star, and then from there, it was like night and day. It just changed. Like, once that battle hit World Star, I woke up to 200 phone texts and all types of crazy shit. And then I got called for Lions Den with Loaded Lux and Murder Mook and all them. Did that platform, and within a year's time, I was one of the highly watched and most respected battle rappers in the world within a year, you know, and I only had maybe like 5-6 battles. So from there on, and then eventually I ended up being called by Smack. And once I hit Smack, good night. The legend started, you know, the legacy began.
Devil wearing Prada, she killing it. One dress, jealousy's a bitch, I'm about to get her undressed. You street dreaming, really I don't want rest. Keep the word fluffy, A1, never compress. Nah, I couldn't make it any clearer. You're looking at daddy in the mirror.
Let us know who you've worked with in the game.
I've worked with plenty of artists. Shouts out to Method Man, Genuine, Mike Zombie. I mean, the list goes on from Jadakiss to just tons of artists. Like, the list is too crazy to name.
What about projects you got coming up now?
Right now I'm working on the King Cortez album. I have the 16s and Better Part 2 out right now, and it's gaining a lot of notoriety for me. And I just want to continue to keep pushing the product. And this King Cortez album is probably gonna be the best project of my career. You know?
Are there any talks about you getting signed to a label?
Right now I want to move independently. You know, I'm able to brand myself through the battle rap and push my music through those platforms. We're selling out all over the world, so why not bring my merch and have things already available? And it's business, you know, business 101. I feel like the way the industry is nowadays anyway, we're more conditioned and trained to be independent. You know, I mean, what do we need a label for unless we want the major push? The major push comes, the major record will come. But until then, I'm grinding, doing what I gotta do, and continuing to give my fans what they expect of Cortez.
Ain't about dough, don't talk to me. Ain't about hoe, don't talk to me. You ain't got it for the low, don't talk to me. I'm just saying that still had to do it. Stashed in the Buick, fresh out the kitchen, serving with the.
What is it like being Latino in the hip hop game?
You know, being Latino, first off, I've always felt like there was a chip on my shoulder, even from early on. You know, but I identify with the real, and that's one thing that Cortez has always tried to do. I identify with my own experiences. So it doesn't matter if I'm Latino, if the blacks, if the whites, like, I connect with people. And I think that's the beauty in music, that's the beauty in everything. You're able to connect with so many different nationalities, and hip hop speaks for itself. So I think that's why I got into it. But as a Latino, I've realized now, like, being on tours and being in other places of the world, that there's a huge fan base that's untapped. And that's one thing that I have really, and maybe in the last year, really worked on, to tap into those markets, from the heavy Mexican community down to like Texas and Arizona, to all the cholos in Cali. And you know, when I go out to these places and I battle or I do a show, they show up. And you know, it opened my eyes to a lot. So, you know, being Latino, I don't just try to identify myself as Puerto Rican or as a Puerto Rican MC. I try to keep it broad based, because I feel like I'm a voice for all of us. You know, all of us that are counted out, that it's a different struggle. You know, we're not white enough, but we're not black enough either, to keep it real. So there's a void there missing. And me being who I am out of Brooklyn, that authenticity, it allows me to balance it both, you know. And as a Latino artist, I feel like that's the only way you could take it to the next level. Yo, you know what it is, man, the Kid Cortez. And make sure you flip the page, man. Next Level Magazine. If it ain't that wave, it's nada. You heard? Brooklyn.
Pull shots like an audible. Toma.